Okay, I just finished reading The Forest of Hands and Teeth by Carrie Ryan. Very good book. Strongly recommend it. Hit you with a brief description of it. It follows the trials and tribulations of the central character, who's named Mary. They live in post-apocalyptic America, and they live in a small village, and the village is enclosed in fences all around. And beyond the village, just outside the fences, the village is surrounded by forests, and the forests are surrounded by human beings that they call the unconsecrated. Basically, they're like zombies. We never find out how they became zombies. We don't know if it's nuclear waste that caused some damage to the DNA and changed them, or maybe it was the over-vaccination of America, whereas the children of today receive 27 times the vaccination load that I received as a child. And some people have linked that, believe that has a direct link to autism and inducing a chemical lobotomy in our population. So we never find out exactly why, but the story is written in the first person perspective, so we see everything through Mary's eyes and experiences, and it's written in the present tense from beginning to end, so that's not something that's easy to do, and that's another reason why I recommend this for you students of the writing game out there, to see how she did that. Here's a description from the back of the book. It says, "In Mary's world there are simple truths. The sisterhood always knows best." Now, the sisterhood is the religious body in the village, and like most religions, they are concerned not so much with truth or any other type of divine principles. They are concerned with preserving their religion, preserving, churchianity, if you will. So what happens one day is a visitor comes to the village, unbeknownst to most of the people in the village, but the sisterhood finds her. It's this lady named Gabrielle. And because the sisterhood has preached that there is no life anywhere else outside of the village other than the unconsecrated, when this human comes, that threatens one of the falsehoods that they preached in order to maintain control over the village. So what the sisterhood does is they then take Gabrielle and throw her outside the fences and let the zombies get her, so she herself becomes a zombie. A couple of months after that, there's a breach in the fence. Gabrielle and all the other zombies come storming the village, and that's when all hell breaks loose, and Mary and her friends have to hightail it. So this is not like Night of the Living Dead. I mean, there's a romance angle in here also, with Mary and these two other guys and this other girl, and their relationship. So there's romance angle also. Don't think this is a horror show, a horror type book. It's not. So the sisterhood always knows best. The guardians will protect and serve. The unconsecrated will never relent. And you must always mind the fence that surrounds the village, the fence that protects the village from the forest of hands and teeth. But slowly Mary's truths are failing her. She's learning that she never wanted to know about the sisterhood and its secrets, and the guardians and their power. And when the fence is breached and her world is thrown into chaos about the unconsecrated and their relentlessness. Now she must choose between her village and her future, between the one she loves and the one who loves her. And she must face the truth about the forest of hands and teeth. Could there be life outside a world surrounded by so much death? Now, some of you might know that I'm working on this course. It's going to be a free mini course called On Point Writing, How to Edit Your Fiction to Perfection. Parentheses also works for nonfiction. One of the points that I'm going to lay down in that free course, and you can get that by joining my mailing list at stoneheartbx.com. That's stoneheartbx, BX abbreviation for the Bronx.com. Join my mailing list there. When the course is ready, you can have free access to it. So one of the points is this idea of starting strong, starting in a way that grabs the reader's attention and keeps the reader's attention. We're as a writer, when you're talking about books, you have to keep in mind that we're competing against movies, we're competing against television, we're competing against the internet. So I think as a writer, you have to take responsibility for grabbing your reader's attention and then maintaining that reader's attention. Okay, I always think about, in my own writing, I want the first sentence to be so compelling that it leads the reader to the second sentence, and the second sentence leads them to the third sentence, and so on and so forth. Till they finally finish the whole book and say, wow, that was a pretty good book. So what I want to do here is a little exercise. I want you to tell me which one of these openings you find more compelling to you. Okay, this is the opening that was actually used for the book. My mother used to tell me about the ocean. She said there was a place where there was nothing but water as far as you could see, and that it was always moving, rushing towards you and then away. She once showed me a picture that she said was my great-great-great-grandmother standing in the ocean as a child. It has been years since, and the picture was lost to fire long ago, but I remember it, faded and worn. A little girl surrounded by nothingness. Okay, so how did that grab you as an opening as compared to this paragraph, which is all the way in page 12? I'm waiting for my mother to die. Okay, that's the paragraph. If that doesn't grab your interest, and then this book is not for you. But I felt she should have started right there with that, right in the middle of the action. In Latin, there's a term called in medias res, which means in the middle of the action. And that sentence I just find so much more compelling than the opening that she used. And then after that, the next paragraph says, I sit with my knees pulled in tight and my arms wrapped around my shins. I can no longer feel my feet, as if blood refuses to spread so far from my heart. So, that's the way she opened it. And I think if she had started with that other opening about I'm waiting for my mother to die, I just think that would have been so much stronger and so compelling. Here's an example from my own book, Stoneheart in the Bronx. I'm just going to read the first sentence from the first chapter. The first time death came calling for Olivelle, he was oblivious to the peril. Okay, again, that's just the first sentence from the first paragraph, but, if that first sentence doesn't grab the person right there, they're probably not going to be interested in the book. So again, the idea, first sentence, grab their attention, keep them moving, and keep holding their attention. Forest of Hands and Teeth by Carrie Ryan. Check it out when you get the chance.